Well, there's been considerable debate about the costs and benefits of bike lanes, but there's a new scientific study of 28 U.S. cities that is offering some clarity, and it turns out bike lanes actually make commutes faster for people in cars. Look who's here. We got Dan Riskin.
Bike all the way here.
Yeah, we got Dan Riskin here, and honestly, I'm just thinking about people who are drivers and are thinking, how does bringing us down to 2 lanes each way make things faster for
Totally. I totally get it. And by the way, I did not ride a bike here. I drove. And the intuition is I have less road, so therefore things must be slower for the cars. But what you don't see is the number of people who are not in cars who are now on bikes. And what this new study shows is that when you build a separated bike lane, like a safe bike lane that no cars are going to clip you while they go by because it's separated by cement, when you build those, the number of people that get out of their cars and start riding bikes is so high that it actually reduces the amount of time it takes for cars to get where they want to go. So yes, the road is smaller, and yes, it can be a little bit tighter and more frustrating, but you're there with fewer drivers. And so as a result, the commute time has actually gone down.
Good to know. So this one is interesting. Intermittent fasting, we've heard that used to be a good thing, and then they were saying it's a bad thing, but maybe not. A study on mice shows that male mice, when they were doing intermittent fasting, somehow their libido was boosted.
Their libido was boosted. And I know you care deeply about the sex lives of male elderly mice. But what this is really neat is that they're trying to understand the mechanism. They're trying to understand why people change over the course of their lifetime in terms of all these different things. And one of the things that's normal for mammals and humans is that as males get older, their libido goes down. And so by using this intermittent fasting, they reduce the amount of serotonin that could accumulate in the brain, and that caused these male mice to find their groove again and get right back into it. And they were doing sexual activity 66% more than they had before. They were having 88% more offspring. So it clearly was a fix. And so they're not saying that the cure for humans is to intermittent fast. What they're saying is, I think this is going to help us zone in on what molecules in the brain are causing these things. And so now we can look for drugs that can actually fight this because we're starting to understand what's going on.
All right. We're looking forward to a follow-up on this.
Very interesting. And as we prepare to welcome summer, and people probably swimming this past weekend, there's a new technique. And kids everywhere, they love a good cannonball and really make a big splash. There's a new technique for making the biggest splash.
Yeah, so all your friends are doing cannonballs. You're going to get on that diving board. You're going to say, no, I'm going to do something called the Manu, where you jump and you land bum first into the water. This is something that comes out of New Zealand. The Maori do this, and when you hit with your bum, and then as you go underwater, you extend your back, so you then become like you're standing up, but you're upside down underwater. And when you do this, it creates a huge cavity underwater of air, and when that closes, it sends a jet, and the jet of water goes up twice as high as the thing you jumped off. That's a great splash. I mean, that's quality. So anyway, all your friends can do their cannonballs, but you're going to outdo them. So you're welcome. Enjoy the summer.
Yeah, don't they have like cannonball competitions? I'm sure I've seen that.
They absolutely do. And in New Zealand, they have Manu competitions. They have competitions. And there's actually a limit. They only let people do it off a 10-meter platform because otherwise they might get hurt because of the magnitudes of the pressure when you hit the water and extend your back and send that big thing of water going up. So 2 things. Hit with your bum, with your legs at about a 45-degree angle to your torso, and then after you enter the water, extend your back to open up that air bubble and make it even bigger so that when it closes, you get this big jet of water going up.
And make sure it's deep enough.
Yeah, deep enough and get away from the edge. Do it off a diving board. Don't try to do it off the side. Yeah.
All right, thanks so much. TV Science and Tech Specialist Dan Riskin, thank you.
Thank you.